Okay, the ribs have been soaking for 2 hours in the beer and that little bit of water I put in there. I'm going to take them out, put them on the table here. We're going to season them up with all the seasoning. If you were to make 6 of the full rack of ribs, they would be pretty much like this. The third one being right here. And you just have to make sure you put the beer and water enough to cover them. And you also do the ribs with the meat side down, so that the meat side gets the good soaking. To help dissolve the fat. That's what the beer does. Okay, and the seasoning. We got salt, pepper, Frank's Red Hot sauce. This is the stuff they make when they make buffalo wings. This is that red sauce when they have, the chicken fingers or the buffalo wings. This is the red sauce they use. Okay, and then right here, that's a little bit of heat. It's cayenne. And then we have a little bit of ground mustard, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and if you can find it, I'm pretty sure you probably can go to a Kroger's down there. If you can find it in the spice aisle of the fancy spice, smoked paprika. This is really good because this is naturally smoked paprika. It gives you that little bit of a smoke taste like you cooked it on an outside grill. And it's a lot better taste than that liquid smoke crap that you can buy that's artificial and nasty. Just a little bit of this. It's very mild. Now generally I put the heat on it like I told you. A little bit of this, a little bit of cayenne. And last time around when Melissa was here, I put some jalapeno powder, which is kind of hard to get. But I put a little chipotle powder on the meat. I was kind of concerned, but with all the sweetness you add with the barbecue sauce, it seems to bring down the heat. And Melissa's 2 little girls ate this stuff up, and even Robert had no problem eating this stuff, so it didn't burn the mouth of kids, and it just added a nice taste to it. Okay, seasoning. Don't ask me how much. Garlic powder, I just go like this. I just don't shake, I just tap the container with my finger. Can't have too much of that. Onion powder, same way, just tilt it. Tap with your finger, it makes an even flow. Okay, and this mustard, you only use just a little bit of it. Just a little bit. Okay, not as much, just a little bit. Okay. And then the salt and pepper and the paprika. This is pretty good. This is regular paprika. This I gotta shake a little bit. And then this right here is going to be what gives us this great, people are going to think you cook this outside. Not on a nasty dirty grill or anything, but maybe you did it the right way in a smoker. But it's a very mild smoke. This is a smoked paprika. Very mild, it's not sickening or anything. And then salt and pepper. And then the turkeys, I just do a little splash on. You don't use a whole bunch of it. I'll be right back. Okay, now that I already added all the secret ingredients, which you didn't see, with all this dry stuff, what I do is kind of like just rub it in. Just on one side. And then you know about the Kraft barbecue sauce. The original is great, and I thought I had some of the original, but I got a couple bottles of the sweet brown sugar. And of course, you know, either one's okay. I like the original myself, but so what I do is just put this on here, kind of thick. And then rub it and do the sides too. Try to get that part evenly. Okay. Gonna lick my fingers now. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to put it in the pan. There's the foil pan that's going to go inside there, but first you have to take the sides here and you got to bend them up. Okay, so here's a foil pan. The sides are bent straight up. The lip, I should say, is bent straight. And you put it in there and you push it down. Yours might be a little wider or longer, but you put it down there. And then you take the meat and you put it in. Now, I only have 2 of them, but I'm going to do it like I had 5 or 6 of them, as far as stacking them. You just go like that. There's 2, you can put a 3rd one in the middle, and you probably can get at least 2 or 3 more. So you can have 5 or 6. Now any place, I'll show you, but you don't want this meat to touch the sides at all. In this case, it isn't. But if it was, you're going to put foil. In fact, I'm going to put some foil around here, and you'll see what it looks like. Okay, I did save 1 cup of that beer water juice that the ribs were soaking in for 2 hours. I already put that in. And then another cup of water. The thing is you don't want to soak the bottom of the ribs in liquid. And as long as you keep the top on, it don't constantly go over there and lift the top off while it's cooking, you should not run out of the water. And I wanted to point out to you, generally I this big aluminum foil pan. Usually when I make a big order, I get 3 of them. I soak the ribs in 2 of them into beer and water. And then the 3rd pan is used to go inside this to cook maybe about 5 racks, full racks of ribs. This way there's no cleanup, there's no mess, there's no spilling, you just throw the foil pans away. That's what I do. Anyway, so it's ready to heat up. So I set the temperature on this 250 to 260, no more than that. This one here works pretty well. I don't know how well yours is going to be working its temperature. So I would say just 260. Figure out where that's at and set it for 260. And you do it for 4 hours. 4 hours, 260. Sometimes the best way to take the ribs out is to cut them in half, like those 2 pieces. And then once you, inside the pan, you cut them in half. And then you use 2 of these prongs. And you grab a hold of the same half piece, lift it straight out, right into a plate. I managed to get this whole one out by not cutting it and using the prongs, but usually what happens, the meat just falls apart on you. So it'd be best just to cut it in half and then use the prongs, 2 prongs on each half, one by one, take them out. So what you do now is, while they're still hot and steaming, you put more barbecue sauce on them. Okay, there they are, still hot, steaming. I put additional barbecue sauce on it, brushed it on. Most people will just eat a third of a whole rack, but some heavy eaters probably would eat one of these big half a racks, especially if you're serving it with like beans, baked potato, corn on the cob, greens, but you can decide.